This boy suddenly discovered that the girl he liked was standing alone on the balcony during the busiest night. She wanted to end her life. Jack rushed to grab Mary's hand and kept persuading her not to do it. Finally, Mary gave up on death and began climbing up the balcony with her hands. Just as Mary was about to climb over, Jack ran out of strength and fell down to the ground. At that moment, his mind was filled with Mary's smile and the blinding ambulance lights. Jack's mother received the hospital's notice but didn't know what had happened. She thought Jack had gotten into trouble again. When she saw Mary's mother, she immediately bent down to apologize. But she didn't expect that Mary's mother would kneel down in front of her. Then, Mary's sister, Jenny, also knelt beside her. They explained to Jack's mother what had happened. Jack's mother held back her tears, trying to lift them up, saying that it was a good thing that Mary was safe. However, just as she was about to speak again, her body began to convulse uncontrollably. Meanwhile, Mary was being cornered by Jack's friend, Carly. Carly was questioning Mary while hitting her, but Mary didn't fight back. She felt that she deserved it all. Carly believed it was Mary's fault that Jack was in this condition. She thought someone like Mary didn't deserve to live. Mary's mother arrived, and Carly began to hit her too. Eventually, Jack's mother intervened, forcibly separating the two. When Mary saw Jack's mother, she couldn't control her emotions anymore. She knelt in front of Jack's mother, repeatedly apologizing. She kept apologizing to Jack's mother, believing it was all her fault and not knowing how to make up for it. She could only keep apologizing. Everyone could hear Mary's apologies, and they all felt sorry for her. From that day on, Mary visited the comatose Jack at the hospital every day, but she was always blocked by Carly at the door. Even Mike, who came with her, was stopped as well. Mary and Mike sat in the hallway, talking. Mary reflected on her mistakes. It was she who had pushed Jack's friends away one by one, and Carly's words made her realize that whether it's kindness or malice, it should never remain in one's heart but must be communicated with others. Even fighting is better than not communicating at all. Mary gradually brought everything back to Jack's room. With her efforts, the class leader and other classmates were moved. But Carly still didn't care about Mary. So, Mary waited for her in front of the hospital every day. She waited until one rainy day, when Mary handed Carly an umbrella. Carly didn't avoid her anymore. This was the last friend of Jack that Mary had won back. In Jack's hospital room, Jack had a long dream. In the dream, he returned to elementary school, surrounded by good friends. No one isolated him. They all gathered around to play games. But in the next second, he seemed to have arrived at another place. Before him was a blank space, with only one giant notification. Tuesday is almost over. You cannot meet Mary anymore. Suddenly, Jack sat up in his hospital bed. Tuesday was the day he was supposed to feed the fish with Mary. He couldn't miss it. At the same time, Mary had a strange dream. In it, the boy she liked reminded her that Tuesday was coming soon. If they didn't meet, they might never see each other again. In the next second, Jack's image rapidly changed from a young man to a teenager, disappearing into the light. Mary woke up from the dream, ran towards the bridge, hoping that even if it was just a dream, she could meet Jack again and feed the fish. But when she reached the bridge, there was no one there. Mary felt utterly hopeless. Meanwhile, Jack had the same dream. Suddenly, the comatose Jack sat up in bed, tore off all his medical equipment, and supported himself against the wall as he walked out of the hospital. Then, with all his strength, he ran to the bridge. There, he saw Mary crying. Neither Jack nor Mary expected to meet each other there. They both began to cry, and then wiped away their tears. Mary couldn't believe Jack was standing in front of her. To make sure it wasn't an illusion, she reached out her finger to touch Jack. The real sensation made her step back a few steps. Jack smiled at this and relaxed, kneeling to the ground. Mary couldn't help but cry, also kneeling down. To reassure Mary, Jack used sign language to tell her that he was fine.